Belly Up Sports presents the 3rd and 10 podcast, your home for all things New York football Giants. Here are your hosts, Nathan Nguyen and Brian Germanaro. Take it away, fellas.
What's going on, guys? Welcome again to the 3rd and 10 podcast. Season 3, episode 80 is now live. I'm your host, Nathan Nguyen, joined always by my guy, Brian Germanaro. We hope you guys are having a great one. We are looking forward to this episode today because we are fixing the New York Giants, part 1, because this is going to be the pre-combine version of fixing them because we still have a lot of
draft rankings right now are like just based on the season and stuff. There's gonna be guys shooting up draft boards. There's gonna be guys who have like average stats that don't look great right now, but when you see their combine, you're like, oh wait, hang on, there's something with this kid.
Yeah, and we haven't looked into all the prospects in depth quite yet, like we usually do. Last year
we're still kind of going off the season. It's like, all right, this is what the season, this is what they were. We know the notable names, and we go from there.
Damn right. So, we use the Stick to the Model website. Shout out to the person who made it. Found it on Twitter one day, sent it to Brian, and it's been a lot of fun making moves on there ever since. I'm still getting used to it. Made my official moves this morning because I've been playing around with it before. So we look forward to announcing what we did to fix our beloved Big Blue. In terms of the Giants in general, not much going on today. The combine does start later this week on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, but there are interviews going on today, including with Joe Shane, speaking about his role with the Giants. We won't dive in too much into it. Maybe on Thursday we will do so.
The only notable thing I saw is we might trade down, but like that's just Joe Shane doing his due diligence.
Yeah,
being like, oh, we're open for anything, just trying to get a team to overpay or something.
Yeah, and then when it comes to, of course, with his role kind of in question for this upcoming season, well, not that his role's in
clarity
question
on that.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, he's very adamant about how like his role hasn't changed, but we kind of know
changed.
that it like it has. Like he just doesn't want
changed.
He doesn't want to cause a stir, I guess, with the media. But it's clear, like,
well, yeah, because if he comes out and like says, oh, this, and this, it's front page news for the next week.
Yeah. And the Giants media, they will run with some. It will run with
New York. That's just New York media.
Yeah, damn right.
That's not Giants media. That's New York media. They'll run with anything.
Yeah. Good point. So, yeah, we'll talk about that. Anything about that on Thursday, if anything. But yeah, today will be just solely focused on fixing the New York Football Giants. And then towards the end of the show, we'll dive into a little bit of baseball talk. Tarik Skubal announcing he'll only play one game in the World Baseball Classic. We'll dive into our thoughts there, and finally ending the show with a small Mets spring training update after a 2-1 start to the preseason campaign of baseball, if you want to call it that. So
spring training,
yeah.
No one calls it preseason.
No one calls it preseason.
Never call it preseason.
Well, I just did, which sounds really stupid, but spring training is what 99.9% of people call it.
100% of people who call it preseason don't know baseball.
Exactly. That's what I said. The 0.1% of the world who don't know baseball, they call it preseason. But it's called spring training, and that is that. Mm-hmm. But we won't waste too much time. Let's get right into it. The Stick to the Model website, it's literally called StickToTheModel.com. If you guys want to check it out for yourselves, all 32 teams are on there. And you have the ability to pick your favorite team. If you literally just sign up or make an account, you get to use the website 3 times per day. If you don't, it's 1 time per day. And it's like, why would you want to do that when you can literally just make an account? This is not, sponsored by them, obviously. But if you make an account, you can use up to 3 times per day. And you can save any you can save any sessions that you have completed, and so we will check it out if y'all haven't already. But let's get right into it. The first thing you get to do when you go on this website is make any cuts that you want to make.
Yeah, manage cap space, cut and restructure is what.
Yes, sir.
What we're doing.
Yes, sir. The Giants before the start of any of this have $5.9 million in cap space. I know it's pretty low compared to other teams out there, like the Titans, who have like $100+ million, and If I was a Titans fan, I would have a lot more fun. Not that this wasn't fun in itself, but like to have $100 million in cap space, that's a lot of space to make moves and whatnot. But the Giants, not so fortunate. But we made it work. I was able to clear up, to be exact, I just had it right here. 55 million in cap space. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm not sure about yourself, my friend.
I have like 67.
Oof. Damn. Sheesh. Well, I like it. So let's start with the cuts. Let's go. We'll start with you. Who did you cut for you?
Very simple. James Hudson, Devin Singletary, Graham Gano. All right, James Hudson is
my last player.
A plague on this roster. I don't think he got to a single game after that debacle in Dallas. Just cut him. He's bad for the culture in this room. Devin Singletary is the RB3 at this point, and when he's got a cap hit of like $5 million to be an RB3, you can find a cheap RB3 in the draft. So I think Singletary proved he's still got some left in the tank this year, but at that cap price, it's just kind of got to move on. And then Graham Gano just sucks, so cut him.
I agree.
Plus, just everything. Multiple games over his career as a Giant. It's time to just cut ties with him. He's done.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. Hudson, definitely, he's not needed on the roster anymore. I know if we brought him back, he'd be like as a depth piece, but why even do that? Especially with the new culture.
Get a cheap guy in a draft.
Especially with the new culture that Harbaugh is bringing in, like you really don't want that type of player on the roster, anyways. And when he was playing, he held us back a lot. Like remember that Dallas game where he was constantly getting
4 penalties on one drive.
It was ridiculous, man. So I was like, why have that type of guy on the team? So
he was a personal foul, a false start, another false start. Did he have another like a holding penalty or something?
I believe so. It was a complete mess.
Yeah.
It was just a continuation of just terrible play by him, and so he can go. I will not miss him whatsoever. Singletary was kind of a tough one for me because I didn't want to keep him. But I mean, when you're saving $5 million in cap space for a guy that's going to be an RB3, like you mentioned, why even bother? You can always get a running back in the draft. Spoiler alert. But I'm gonna miss him. He was solid. Like when Skubal went down, he stepped in as our RB2, played really well. There's times where he led the team in rushing as well. But no, I just think the $5 million in cap space is much more valuable than keeping him on the team. And maybe we can bring it back. I don't know. Maybe if he's not signed during training camp, maybe bring him back on a cheaper deal if you really wanted to. But for now, he's going to be cut.
I think he's cut in the offseason.
Yes, 100%. And then Graham Gano, he's gone. $4.5 million save if you cut him. The injury history is just not. It's not worth keeping him because of it.
And he's not it's not like he's Brandon Aubrey, like it's not like when he's healthy, he's kicking 65+ field goals. So like you deal with the injuries, he can barely make 30. So like, it's not like we're saving him for like this long term. He's not a once in a generational kicker.
Yeah. And then when you have Ben Salas on the team who impressed in a short sample size last year, I should say, I think you would give him a shot, and maybe if you wanted to draft a kicker, if you really wanted to.
I'm quite looking at the free agent market for kicker as well. Yeah. I really am,
and I'm confident in Salas anyways too. If we don't, sign someone in free agency or draft one. So other cuts, I won't name all of them, but I did make a total of 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 15, 16. It was a lot of cuts. There were it was mostly just depth pieces.
So I didn't cut depth pieces. I felt like they'd be more of training camp cuts. I went into it like these guys are going to be on the roster for camp. I might as well just keep them here for right now.
Yeah, I cut a lot of them, honestly.
Eric Gray and Turbo Miller are still on my roster. I know those two are going to get cut, but I'm like, they're not going to get cut until, August. So might as well, if we're going to do offseason, just keep them.
Just keep on the team for now. I get what you're saying. I didn't really think of that. I just cut them then. I just cut them then and there. And, figure because my roster was still, I guess. No, I get what you're saying. I should have kept that in mind, but I didn't. But there were a lot of cuts that were made. Just a lot of depth pieces, guys. Like Xavier Gibson was one of them. Anthony Johnson was another. A notable one, another one was Jalen Hyatt. I saved $1.5 million, cutting him. Now, could I have traded him away? Sure, but I was like, just get him off my team. I really don't want him. And then Eric Gray was one that you mentioned as well that I cut as well. So a lot of cuts were made. And yeah, saved myself, got myself a good amount of money. To be exact, $43.7 million were freed through these cuts. So glad I got that done. Let's go to restructures. Did you restructure anyone, my friend?
Yeah, I restructured 5 people.
Okay, let's hear it.
Brian Burns restructured. I got his cap hit down to $20 million. That's say $15 million.
Nice.
Andrew Thomas got a restructured. He went from 23 to 12 million. It's 11 million.
Oof.
Dexter Lawrence was from 26 to 17 million. It's 8.5 million. Paulson Adebo went from 24 to 16. That's 8 million. And then Javon Holland from 18.5 to 12.5. So that's like about $6 million right there.
Okay.
That's where a bulk of the savings comes from, is the restructuring.
Gotcha. Yeah. Easy explanation for all of those, right? I mean, you want to save money any way you can. Yeah. I know you're risking
all 5 are talented players, but like the only guy making his cap hit right now is probably Brian Burns, if we're being honest.
Yeah, like earning that type of cap hit money, to be exact. Yeah.
Like Burns making 36 million, I'm fine with. Like Andrew Thomas is great. He's just hurt all the time. So 23 million is hard. Dexter Lawrence, kind of similar, hurt, and his play has fallen off these past few years. So like you bring that number down. And then Debo and Holland were pretty disappointing this year, so I would like to lower them.
And when you restructure, contracts, you're risking dead money that you have to deal with in the future.
Yeah.
So, but when in regards to the players that you restructured, they're all good players that I could see on the roster, down the line. So,
oh yeah, I mean, you could really make the argument that all 5 of them could be like cornerstone pieces.
Yeah,
like
Burns for sure.
Outside of Adebo and Holland, like Lawrence is a core piece, Thomas is a core piece, and Burns is a core piece.
Yeah,
I think Thomas and Lawrence are interesting, and it's probably a conversation we'll have to have at some point. Is like what is their future with the team, because they have taken a step back as of late, whether it be injuries or like Lawrence. You look at the numbers; he has not the game record he once was. So like, what's their future with the Giants? But I say like the core, they're like that next tier. We're like extremely important, very good players to this roster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you want to keep obviously if you with the Giants trying to get themselves back in contention, you want to keep as many good players as you can for a long period of time. And when you think of guys like Burns and Holland and Thomas, those are guys you want to have for quite some time, especially with Burns being still a young, solid pass rusher who had an outstanding season last year.
I was like 16.5 sacks. Like,
yeah. It was crazy. PFF didn't have him as one of the top 20 edge rushers from last year.
Well, that's why PFF is a joke.
You're damn right it is. I used to love him. Now I hate him. Not just because of the Burns stuff. The fact that you had to like pay, I forgot how much.
Well, that's how. I don't mind the pay because like that's just how
I do.
No, I'm not. I don't pay for it, but I understand them paying for it because that's how they're going to make money. Yeah. Is subscriptions. It's the same thing as like subscribing to a newspaper back in the day. So that's how that company makes money.
Yeah. But when you have StickToTheModel.com, you don't need PFF. So
exactly.
There you go. But in terms of restructures, I only had a couple of them. Burns was one of them, saved me over $17.1 million. And also with Paulson Adebo as well. But spoiler alert, Adebo is not on my team. More on that in just a bit. But I did restructure him to start. But I'll explain what I did afterwards. But those are my only restructures. Saved about a total of $25 million in regards to that. Now, extensions. Let's see.
I gave no one an extension. No one got
I did actually. Right. Devon Witherspoon. Now you're probably wondering, Devon Witherspoon was on the Seahawks last year. How the heck do you extend him? Well, you see, what happened was I traded with the Seahawks. I sent my pick 105 to them for Devon Witherspoon. And as soon as I made that move, I traded Paulson Adebo away to the Titans for pick 140. Here's the thing. Devon Witherspoon was an outstanding corner for the Seahawks last year. He's outstanding in general. I don't have the exact stats in front of me, but he's a solid corner. Him, Tarik Skubal over there in Seattle, they were great. They do have a lot of depth to that corner regardless, and they were offering him. So I was like, Why the hell not? So I traded for him. I signed into an extension. It's going to be a 5-year, $84 million. No, wait. Yes. So his new contract is 5 years, 84 mil, basically. So,
okay.
Not bad. Only cost me about 3.6 million on my cap. So that's low key cheap. So yeah, I did that. So you didn't have any extensions, but I mentioned the trades that I made. The trade for Witherspoon only costed negative 1.1 mil. The trade with Tennessee actually opened up $24 million in cap space. And then I traded Darius Slayton away to the Falcons for pick 79. That's pretty high for a guy who drops balls, but hey, I will take the picks any chance I get. That trade with Atlanta saved me 15.8 mil in cap space. Did you make any trades yourself, my friend?
I made 4 trades.
Holy crap! Well, let's hear them. And why?
So this is crazy. Deontay Banks to the Rams for the 61st overall pick. I think it's a little high, but if I'm getting 61 for Banks, I'm taking it. That's what they're offering me.
Of course.
Darius Slayton's going to Pittsburgh. We got the 53rd, the 121st, and the 213th for Darius Slayton.
No
I don't
way.
know what universe that happens, but you know what? Like I said, if I saw the bar and it kept saying, I'm just gonna keep adding picks until the bar moves, and the bar kept not moving. I'm like, let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens, right? Why not? Get as much as you can. I love it.
I sent Jalen Hyatt up to Buffalo, so they can cut young Coleman and then get another struggling young wide receiver. Got pick 166. I think a little bit more of realistic for Jalen Hyatt, like a third. 166 would be like a 4th rounder ish.
4th, 5th rounder, yes, around. Well, it's a day 3 pick for sure.
A more realistic, return for someone like Hyatt, who has Hyatt struggled, but he's still a young wide receiver with some upside. And then JMS got moved for pick 69. Nice.
Oh, nice. So JMS leaving.
JMS is leaving. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
You'll see why in about 2 seconds. So
all right.
That's my free agent signings.
Yeah. That Pittsburgh trade is kind of I
don't know what universe that Pittsburgh trade happens, but I was just like, I'm gonna keep growing, and maybe this is Art Rooney Jr. was on the phone. And he's just senile at this point.
You know what it reminds me of? It's like when your mom's kind of what's it called? When she grounds you, but then it's like, you know what? I'll take off the ground. You can play video games now. It's like, oh, can I bring my friends over? Sure. Can I have snacks? Sure. And then you just keep going and going and going until she says no.
How far can you push the envelope before they push back?
I love that.
That's exactly what I did. You could call it bullying, but you know what? Who cares?
Who cares? Exactly. Screw them. The Buffalo trade, that was a good one as well. Jalen Hyatt. I remember I saw an article the other day that popped up on Twitter again about how he wanted to carry on the legacy of number 13. And this was back when he was drafted. Yeah,
he carried on the end of Odell's legacy here.
That is true.
Dysfunction and drama and no production, but also in Odell's case, he was hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why there was no production. He was hurt.
Hyatt was not hurt. He was.
I was not healthy. I was healthy.
He was a healthy scratch for a lot of games.
See, like that. That's a problem.
Had maybe a few nicks and bruises from practice. Maybe, who knows? But he was very useless, and he was worth cutting for me, but trading away for you. Maybe in my next version of this.
Well, that's why I think. The Giants should be smart in trying to trade Banks and Hyatt. Like I said, you're not going to get value back. No universe of the Giants getting the 61st overall pick back. But these are 2 young players that you could make the argument yes, they have struggled, but they have shown flashes. If you get them in the building, a change of scenery, maybe some coaching, you could get something out of them. Not saying stars. I'm not saying this, just a valuable role player, which is worth a 4th or 5th round pick. And that's something the Giants can use to either package in a trade for somebody or to get depth to this organization.
Yeah. I know I didn't mention Deontay Banks as one of my, cuts or trades or anything. It's actually, I plan on keeping him. I know, it's not wise to keep a corner, who's a 1st round pick, who is probably not going to start at the cornerback position, but I kind of want to see what he can do, or what Denard Wilson can do as his new DC, and you obviously keep him for what he can do as a kick returner. He was pretty solid last year, filling in that role for the Giants. Maybe for once we can actually just have a set returning duo instead of rotating through guys over and over again. But I wanted to keep Deontay. I kind of do believe in him still. Obviously, there's no doubt the Giants will not keep him beyond that 5th year. I don't think we even are going to accept his 5th-year option by the deadline, because we just aren't going to. But I want to see what he can do, and maybe after that 5th year passes, if he performs well and changes the narrative about it, maybe you resign him. But for now, he's on my team, and we'll keep it at that. In terms of signings, my friend, this includes any re-signings we make from our own team or signings in general. We'll start with you. How many signings do you have? I know you might have a list.
I have 2 re-signings and 4 offensives, 4 free agent signings.
Okay. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 re-signings and 8, 9, 10, 11 re-signings and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 of free agent signings. So we'll start with you, my friend. Who did you re-sign and who did you sign?
So Wandale's back. We have $23 million cap space over 4 years.
Welcome back, King.
Yep. Cordell Flott is also back. 12 years for three years for $12 million.
Okay.
So that's that's gonna be your cornerback too. We also will address corner in the draft as well to kind of create some stuff there.
Love it.
We also got another wide receiver, very famous one named Mike Evans. 1 year, $9.5 million.
Hey,
yep.
I like
Mike
that
Evans
one.
will be the other outside wide receiver. So it'll be Neighbors, Evans, and Wan'Dale Robinson as your wide receiver core next year.
Okay.
Pretty good. And on for 1 year for Mike Evans, the future Hall of Famer, it's well worth the risk.
And you see what he can do, right?
Dude, he could do with Dart for a year. Why not? I know he's coming off injuries, and you have the Neighbors injuries and stuff, but the amount of talent, if Evans can bounce back the way he does, and Wan'Dale can repeat last year, and same thing with Neighbors. I know it's a lot of what ifs. That is arguably the best wide receiving core in football. If it all pans out.
That's a big target too for obviously last year Dart's biggest target was Theo Johnson, and he had his ups and downs, a lot of downs. So you bring in a guy like Evans, man. I love that move. Holy crap, I'm excited.
And we're not done addressing guys that Dart can throw to.
Okay.
Isaiah Likely's also coming from Baltimore to be our tight end 1. He's going to get I would say a 65-35 split with Theo Johnson, because Theo's still going to be in the mix. Him and Dart are very good friends, and they have that relationship. But I feel like when Isaiah Likely here, he's going to get primarily the starts.
Okay,
there.
Love it.
So we have a receiving core of Neighbors. We have an offensive weaponry of Scatterboo Tracy, Neighbors, Evans, Robinson, Isaiah Likely, Theo Johnson. That is surrounding Jackson Dart with enough talent.
Pretty good to me.
He could. That is, you cannot fail. And we're not done on offense yet, because Tyler Lindenbaum's going to come in and play center for us at $13.5 million over 2 years. So that's why JMS got traded. Lindenbaum's under center for us. So the O-line is coming together nicely. And then Quay Walker to play linebacker.
Okay. I did not hear Jermaine Illuminor. I guess
no, Illuminor left. I'll let him walk.
Okay, let him walk. All righty. Just you wanted to address that in the draft?
Yes, we're drafting linemen in the draft.
Makes sense to me. For me, my re-signings include Wan'Dale Robinson. No surprises there. I love the guy. Really stood out as a receiver number 1.
I think that should be number 1. The Giants should I know you can't make moves yet and tampering and all that stuff. Yeah. But the Giants, just day one, whenever legal tampering opens or whenever franchise tags come up, it should be Wan'Dale. Let's bang out this extension now and just get all the headaches out of the way.
Yeah. And it's we just talked about it earlier. As a team that is wanting to contend starting next year, or at least get, climbing the ladder to contention, you don't want to let those good players out the building. And Wan'Dale Robinson is one of those players. Stood out last year, when Neighbors went down. It took some time. It took a few weeks or so, but Wan'Dale, he stood out as the receiver number 1. My dumbass thought freaking Slayton was going to be the number 1 guy, and I was completely wrong. But you keep a guy like Wan'Dale. I know the height was a bit of a concern, but that does not matter. He's a
It
good.
clearly doesn't matter anymore. You put him in the slot, he'll be fine.
You put him in the slot, or sometimes put him on the outside. He can burn guys. We saw it.
But with Evans, at least on my team with Evans, he's not gonna see any outside stuff.
Yeah, no. Keep him in the
Evans
slot.
and Neighbors are your outside boys.
Keep him in the slot and the inside. He's gonna be all right. But I could see a world where you run out 4 wideouts out there. You put Neighbors and Robinson, and then Likely, and then Evans as like the 4 guys in a spread formation, to be exact.
Yeah.
That's terrifying, to say the least.
How can you guard that? How can you guard that?
You can't. You got to guard them. You cannot double team one.
It's like there are 4 guys here, and each one of them can make a home run play now.
Yeah, damn right. Especially with Likely too. I love that signing. I also have him as well. Familiar face in Baltimore. He should definitely be a priority for the Giants. Obviously a hardball type of guy. And with the tight end position kind of lacking. I mean, when you have Theo Johnson, I like him. I do. But when you bring a guy like Likely, that's definitely an upgrade for sure. Like you mentioned, though, don't expect him to be the number 1 guy once he comes to New York, but I could see him slowly becoming that favorite target of Dart.
Yeah, that's 65-35 split.
Yeah. Plus, he's a speed guy too. He can run. So I like that for sure. I did bring back Illuminor. I did. He wasn't outstanding last year, but he was solid, and I think it's hard to find solid tackles out there. So, I mean, he only cost me $13.6 million of my cap, so I might as well bring him back. Brought back Gunnar O. We all love Gunnar O, man. He stepped in last year when needed to at receiver. Caught a touchdown, which is great to see. Solid returner, as we all know. Brought back some depth pieces like Ryan Miller at receiver, Art Green, a cornerback. I brought back Micah McFadden. Sucks that he was got hurt in week 1 last year. Who knows what would have happened if he stayed healthy the whole entire year. We would have maybe would have had a better-ish run/pass defense. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm bringing it back on a 1-year deal, $6.5 million. Bought back Casey Creeder. And in terms of signings overall in free agency, I brought back Jabril Peppers. He's a familiar name as a depth piece at safety. I don't know. I like it. I saw him on the market.
He was a leader on this team. There was a moment in 20. Let's see, Dana Jones' rookie was 2019. 2019, he was like the best player on our defense. I remember that Washington game, he had the pick 6.
Yeah, and it's like, why not bring back a guy who, former team captain, veteran type of safety back there? I know. I also brought back Dame Belton.
He's just an athlete too. He's not. He could kind of be he's no longer player was in Michigan, but in his career, he is a plug and place kind of player.
Plus, I don't know, for some reason, I could see him maybe. This sounds crazy right now, but maybe converting him into some sort of linebacker hybrid role, similar to
the role you're asking for Peppers is what we asked Isaiah Simmons to do. It's kind of what I'm getting.
Yeah, a little bit.
The Isaiah Simmons replacement, Jabril Peppers not Jabril Peppers. Oh my God. Landon Collins when he got here. Yes. That sort of depth linebacker safety role. I got you.
He can do it.
I like it. I like it a lot, actually. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, he can honestly. I just see him in a role where he can do anything that we could ask him to. So I like that. And then I brought back Belton, like I mentioned.
Belton was hard, but I think I addressed safety in the draft.
Yeah, I assume in round 1, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, interesting. Sign Linderbaum, sign Kevin Zettler. He's a familiar name as well to play guard. I still have JMS in the roster, so I honestly, if anything, I see JMS possibly as a guy you maybe trade during training camp. Unless you want to keep JMS as a depth piece at guard. That's why I have him on the roster for right now, with the possibility of being cut or traded during training camp. But it's clear that when you sign Linderbaum, he's going to be the starting center, and then JMS you're forcing him to be, hey, you can either stay on this team and be a backup center or learn how to play guard, or we can cut you and trade you during the camp. So it's up to him. Otherwise, brought back Isaiah Hodgins. I also signed Charlie Kohler, of another former Raven, to play tight end. I know a lot of tight ends on this team, but Kohler's back. Manhurts is back, but with the signing of Kohler, Manhurts could be cut during camp and maybe sign to the practice squad because no one's gonna sign Chris Manhurts, let's be honest. And yeah, that's all I got in terms of signings and re-signings.
Like it.
Let's head to the draft, shall we? All right.
Sure.
As earlier I mentioned, the trades I made, I got pick 105, pick 140, and pick 79 for sent 105 to Seattle for Witherspoon. I got pick 140 for Adebo and pick 79 for Slayton. So just a reminder. All right. Round 1, pick 5. What do you got?
I have Francis Bonongu, the offensive tackle for Miami. That's your right tackle.
Okay.
That right side of the line. That line is now got Thomas, Runyon, Magagu, and then Linderbaum. That's a much better line than we've had in the past.
Dart's definitely not getting touched back there with that line.
Sure.
Come on now. And look, we'll say it again, right? Lyman is never the sexy, fun pick, but it's a necessary pick. Let's look what happened with New England last year. You draft Will Campbell. He played well during the regular season, not so much in the postseason. But you see what happens when you draft Lyman, man. It's only going to help protect your young quarterback. And it seems like you're doing the same with Mauanoa.
Yep.
I'm going with Caleb Downs. He was there at 5. I'm taking him. I know, Nate, you're probably thinking like, Nate, you re-signed Belton, you signed Jabril Peppers. Why the heck do you get Caleb Downs? Like I mentioned, I see Peppers as a hybrid role. Downs, he can also do a lot of things as well. And this narrative about how you gotta when you draft high, you gotta take positional need or draft by positional need. F that. When you have a guy like Caleb Downs, who's arguably the best player in the draft, and a guy who has like little to no weaknesses whatsoever, you take him at 5 if he's there. And I love him. I have fallen in love with him ever since his time in Ohio State. He's a great tackler. He's a ball hawk when you need him to be. Just all the things. I love him. So I'm taking it. I know my love for Caleb Downs is very concerning, but if he's there at 5, the Giants just better.
It's not a bad fit. It's really not. Like, I know the Giants have 2 starting safeties, but Harbaugh could create enough. And like the jury is still out on Holland and Newbin.
Especially Newbin too. Yeah.
Especially Newbin. Yeah. Especially this is it's a new regime. Like, Shane's still here, but this is Harbaugh's team. Harbaugh did not draft Newbin, so if he doesn't like Newbin, he's not fitting his style, he'll be very quick to move on from him.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest, a hell of a safety room. You have Downs, Newbin, Holland, Belton, and Peppers. Not bad of a room, I'm telling you.
No, it's not bad at all.
It's
locking
not bad
down.
At all.
You will not complain. Yeah.
That secondary is going to be locked down, baby. But all right, let's go to round 2, my friend. Who do you got?
So I have 3 second-round picks.
Right, from the trades from earlier.
The trades, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So at 37, I drafted Mason Thomas from Oklahoma, the edge rusher. He's going to be, next to, the end is going to be Mason, and the left is going to be Abdul Carter. We're going to put them on the line together with, Dex in the middle. I think that's a pretty good, front 3 right there. And then with the edge, on the edge, you have Kayvon and Brian Burns. A lot of quarterbacks are going to be on their backs. Jacob Rodriguez, I took at 53. The linebacker was, a Heisman candidate this year. I think adding that sort of talent to our linebacker room is a necessity at this point.
Yeah.
And then I drafted AJ Halsey, the safety from LSU. So similar to what you did in addressing safety, but it's kind of funny that you believe in Banks. I still really believe in Newbin. I think he can be something special.
Yeah.
But it's all right, this is your job, but in case you can't do it, we do have a quality replacement and ready to go behind you.
Yeah, I like that. I do. Hell of a second round, by the way. The fact that you got 3 second round picks is insane.
That defense is that got young and got fun.
Denard Wilson's gonna have a time of his life with obviously dealt with a lot of crap in Tennessee, but for him to come
he
here,
already has a lot of fun to do it. Now he's adding a Heisman candidate, another edge rusher. It's I can hit the quarterback from anywhere.
Yeah, damn right. I'm telling you, whether it's what any moves I made or what moves you made, defense is definitely much improved compared to last year.
Mm-hmm.
When you have the right and when you have a better guy at the helm with Denard Wilson, this defense has to be a top 15 unit at least by next year, I should say. So
yep.
For me, only had 1 second round pick. I went with Chris Brazell, the receiver from Tennessee, 6'5", long limbed wideout guy. He's explosive. He has long strides. Is a solid route runner. There are some flaws, and he does need to be more physical and whatnot. But it's no doubt he's a talented guy. And he's a big target. And you can never have too many or not too many, but rather. Dart does need some big targets. You obviously
he needs tall receivers. He needs the Amari Toomer.
Yeah, and you can't have your only tall guy being Theo Johnson. Let's be honest. And you obviously addressed that during free agency with Mike Evans. And I just wanted to go younger. And Brazil has some speed to him, which I love.
Even with Evans, I was debating drafting Fields at certain points, Malachi Fields, because I really do think Malachi Fields is a perfect fit for this roster. I do.
Yeah, and unlike a certain Notre Dame receiver,
Bo Collins, the bum. I'm so glad he sucked for us. So now I can actually hate him like I did.
Okay, I need a reminder again. Why don't you like him?
He just always underperforms what people expect from him.
Okay. I just
we brought him in for Notre Dame, expecting him to be the wide receiver one, of finally a talent we haven't had in a while, and just he wasn't.
I just didn't understand why you did not like him. I really did not. But I'm glad I got finally get some clarity today.
Malachi, when we brought in Fields, I'm gonna pull up his college stats. He had his moments. Okay. I'm not Malachi Fields. I'm sorry about Bo Collins. Bo Collins had moments. I'm not gonna lie here. Collins was solid for his time at with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. If I can pull up his college stats, that'd be fantastic. Google. Great radio right here. College. There we go. Bo Collins. Come on. Did Sports Reference get hacked? Because every time I have to sign in now, I just got to make sure I'm a real person. Yeah, okay. So, like we said, Bo Collins was supposed to be this wide receiver one, right? How come all his numbers declined? He had 38 receptions and 510 yards with 3 touchdowns at Clemson his junior year. Then comes to Notre Dame his senior year. Plays in 5 more games. Only has 41 receptions, 490 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He had the exact same season with 5 more games. Dude underperforms everywhere he goes.
Fair enough. I just think it's funny. I just remembered in the preseason when he caught that long 80 or 79. 80
that might be the highlight of his entire career.
I was really happy. I was like, damn, we got.
I was happy too because okay, maybe the Notre Dame season was just a fluke. Maybe he could come in, beat I always I miss having the Justin Tuck or the Julian Love, just a solid Notre Dame player that's good on the Giants. I could root for them their entire career. Maybe Bo Collins could be the next chapter, even though his Notre Dame chapter was kind of crappy. And then he just sucked.
Not. Absolutely not.
And then he was just god awful.
Yeah. Well, if it makes you content, I did cut Bo Collins during.
Good. I mean, like I said, I expect Bo Collins to be cut during camp this year.
So he'll survive until camp, and maybe
the camp. Then it's just get out.
I'm pretty sure he'll be brought back on a practice squad or something. Let's be
honest. Exactly, because you want the young wide receiver.
Yeah, and no one's gonna sign Bo Collins. Really, no one's
sign Bo. Come on. No. We don't know about the Battle Hawks. They might have some interest.
That
in
is
Bo
true.
Collins.
That is true. Good point. Or some other UFL team.
We're getting close to my Twitter just randomly getting on Battle Hawks Twitter.
What?
Every year right before the UFL starts, I get all these Battlehawk tweets. I don't know why.
Maybe it's just trying to be a Battlehawks fan. Who knows? I don't know.
I think it is, but the UFL is stupid. I don't want to claim a team.
Okay, let's. For those, there's some UFL fans out there that watch this show, so let's not criticize them too much. No,
you're not getting UFL coverage here. I can tell you that much.
No, I have to 100% agree. We will.
Guess what? There's baseball on. I love football, but
yeah,
baseball's way more important than some Liga has-beens and never were's. There's a great place for that. They already had that. It's called Canada.
But there are some former Giants out there that will maybe noted throughout
Then go
the
to
UFL.
Canada and play with the silver medalist.
Oh, hey, by the way, congrats to Team USA, men's and women's hockey.
What a game. What a game that
hell
was.
of a game. I
got you pumped up at like, man, I'm so excited. I'm so jacked up right now. It's like 11:30 in the morning.
I'm happy to
I
say
got the whole day ahead of me.
I'm happy to say also I did watch the first period of that game. I know it was at 5 a.m. my time.
First period.
I know.
I watched the entire game. I set my alarm for it. I got up, you know, I made chocolate milk and just sat there like a 6-year-old.
Like a kid. I stayed up. I stayed up as long as I could. I want to watch at least some of it. I saw the goal at least by Matt Boldy, and obviously I missed the good parts, which included overtime and that golden goal by Jack Hughes. But it was great.
I knew it went in at first. I think this is a sentiment a lot of people had when it first went in. Like you couldn't tell by everyone's reactions, and then you just saw like the crowd didn't go crazy. Kenny Albert had a minute where like he didn't know if it went in or not, and then you didn't know it went in until you saw Hughes' reaction. Like, oh no, it went in. We scored.
They're like, Team USA won.
Yeah, oh my god, we won helmet. Yeah. Oh my god, we beat Canada twice. We swept Canada.
I know hockey's their sport, but
no, it's not. It's our sport now.
There you go. There you just made the argument. I was gonna say you can make the argument. It's our sport now.
Football.
Fair. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
That is Canada's whole life is hockey, and that's like our fourth.
We took that from the men's and women's, dog.
But think about it, like I was talking to my friend the other day. Like if you're a really good athlete in America, you go play football or you go play basketball and maybe baseball. Like, so at best, Canada's getting hockey's getting like our C tier athletes.
No, but they can't even get that anymore.
And Canada, it's like if you're a good Canadian athlete, you play hockey. That's their A. That's the best of the best.
Yes.
And we beat
them. And let's be honest, the last time the
Canadians.
And let's be honest, the last time a Canadian team won a Stanley Cup, it's been quite some time, if I'm not mistaken, right, my
1993.
Yeah, it's our sport.
And then that is a very that is a season that the Montreal Canadiens, got very lucky, actually. Everything broke their way that year.
Yeah.
Great video about it on YouTube. I wish I knew the channel. I watch just so much freaking videos. I don't remember them all.
The last video I watched that was sports related. What was it? Oh, it wasn't a video, but it was a podcast made into a video on YouTube called Murder at the U about Brian Pata. Check it out if you haven't. It's pretty interesting. But anyways, back to the draft. Holy crap.
Is it about like the U? That U?
Yes, that U. So you do not so you have a dislike for the U.
As Notre Dame fan, yeah. Catholics versus convicts.
Right. Nate, come on. My brain's still it's currently wired into basketball and baseball right now, mostly basketball because my Lakers. Guys, please play some defense. Please, I'm begging you. That performance against Boston on Sunday, BS. Anyways, round 3. Pick 91. What do you got? Oh, no, do you have pick 91?
I picked 69.
Oh, I traded my picks away. Duh.
Yeah.
Come on,
Malik Muhammad, the corner from Texas.
Oh yeah, I know that name. He's good.
He is good. Yeah. No, a lot of people say he's a raw, but it could be a first round talent. Now I know we've had that in the past, like some raw guys that like we thought, but I think because think about it, I have a Debo, Flott, and Phillip, so he's at best gonna be the cornerback 4. I think that's a perfect spot for him to develop and then kind of take over if a Debo struggles or if Flott's not the player he was. He can kind of step into that role.
Yeah. Okay. Hell yeah. For me, I went with Tarian York, the inside linebacker from Texas A&M. Look, McFadden's back. Okereke still on the team for me. Same with you don't have McFadden on the team anymore, right?
No, McFadden's gone.
McFadden's gone.
His replacement was Quay Walker and Jacob Rodriguez.
Thank you for spoiler for later on in the draft.
No, I took Jake.
No, he was second round. Sorry.
Yes, second rounder.
My apologies.
You're good. You're good.
But for me with York, I I see him as a guy you take in round 3, you let him develop, and then once Okereke is gone, you allow York to be that starter. He's a guy who is known as a defensive quarterback according to scouting reports. He plays with urgency, great strength. He does have some question marks in regards to man coverage, but he's a guy I like, and he has good acceleration as well. When it comes to screens and whatnot, he knows how to diagnose them quickly and shut them down before they even get started. So intriguing prospect. I like him at round 3, and yeah. Let's head on to round 4. I have two.
I have 2 4th-round picks as well.
Got it. Perfect. All right. Let's start with you. What do you got?
Keaton Rutledge, the offensive guard from Georgia Tech. He's going to be our right guard. Okay. I think I have a camp battle of him and Bo for that right guard spot, because I really think kicking Marcus Bo into guard is the future for him. Okay. So that's going to be like my battle at right guard spot. So, it's a question mark, but 4 or 5. If I've had 4 of my 5 line spots filled up with like strong guys, I'll take a battle at right guard for a little bit.
Yeah. All right.
And then I have Zane Durrett, a defensive lineman, Penn State. He's just, again, like a depth guy behind Dex and Darius Alexander. In case one of them goes down, you bump them up.
All right. For me, I went with the cornerback Hezekiah Masses from California. Go Bears. Look, at cornerback, I know we still have Deontay Banks. We still have, Adebo's gone. We have Banks still. We have Andrew Phillips still as well. And obviously, we traded for Witherspoon. I traded for Witherspoon earlier, like I mentioned. So, with Witherspoon set to be the cornerback number 1, and Flott's not here for me either. I kind of expect Masses to step in and be that cornerback number 2. He's capable of it. I mean, I've seen it a few times during this time as a Golden Bear. He's a young, interesting prospect to say the least. He can play man, he can play zone, he can do it all, honestly. And I don't know. I just seem he's gonna be a steal. I have a good feeling about him. So he was my first round 4 pick. My other one was J.C. Davis, the tackle from Illinois, at pick 140. Depth, you can never have too many offensive linemen, or you can, but he's a good depth piece. He would be the right tackle number 3 for me. But I could see him going to left tackle and being that second guy behind Thomas if needed. So he was, just a depth piece to have on the offensive line. But he can also play guard too. So
he's versatile. So the Van Roten replacement, that swing guy.
There you go. He's versatile. All right, round 5. If you have round 5 picks.
2 5th-round picks. CJ Daniels, the wide receiver from Miami. He's 6'2". Yes. He's going to be kind of like that wide receiver 4 for this team. So, like, he's not going to see the field as much, but he's a solid depth guy to have. And TJ Hall, another corner from Iowa, again, filling out the depth of this roster.
Okay.
This draft for me has been very big on, like, getting depth pieces and guys that could fill in a spot.
Yeah.
And like, we're
deepening step up in the future.
We're getting quality, like, players to have in the backup, not these, like, aging veterans that aren't going anywhere.
Yeah. If you want to replenish your team, yeah.
13 we have 13 draft picks. It's a perfect time for Harbaugh to bring in his people.
Yeah. And, when you want to replenish your depth, why not do it with guys who are young on cheaper contracts, who can step up in the future, when they're, when you feel like they're ready to, fill in to be a starter. So
keeps cap healthy too. Because the Giants, at least in my model, the Giants have $12 million in cap space roll over to next season.
That's perfect. That sounds great to me.
But that's such a sweet spot, because we know the cap's gonna go up next year. So we're gonna have a good chunk of cap already going into it.
Yeah. I think next year's when we're gonna have a lot of cap space. I don't have the exact number, but next year we're projected to have a good amount
and stuff. And it's not like a pressing matter, but like if Dart does take another step forward, extension talks are coming for him and Neighbors too.
Oh yes,
we also have to put those into factors too. That hey, we could potentially have 2 very big contract extensions coming, and if Abdul Carter steps it up and learned his game, 3.
That's true. So gotta save money for those 3 core guys, man. So for me, for round 5, I went with Lander Barton, another inside linebacker from Utah. more depth pieces for me. He's an interesting name. I've seen play a few times as well. And I know we have McFadden already, and I resigned him but I only resigned him to like a 1-year deal. So if he can't stay healthy, Barton, comes in and shows out, McFadden can, take his bags and leave, next year, and then we'll have a starter in Barton, and if Okereke leaves as well, you have 2 young solid backers in York and Barton for me on the inside. So, all right, round 6, last round, because we don't have any round 7
draft picks.
Oh God, and round 6. All right, let's hear them.
All right, so it's Jameer Taylor, the running back from Virginia. Like I said, there's your RB3 right there behind Scott and Tracy.
Yep.
Another offensive tackle and Tristan Lay. Just again, he's from Clemson. Like I said, just we'll fill up that depth. Wes Weeks, the linebacker from LSU. We need more linebackers, and plus Wes Weeks is an incredible name. So double W would be insane. And then Cole Westwinger, the safety from Texas Tech, will round out our
sounds draft. Familiar. Swessinger, you said?
Wisniewski. West Whiskey.
Gotcha. I thought for some reason I heard Schwessinger. I'm thinking of the guy from Cleveland.
I might have said that, but I think you just said that too, so that might have been what got me.
Nah, you good. For some reason I was thinking about the linebacker from Cleveland, I guess. No, but for me, I also have the Giants taking Jamari Taylor as well, along with tight end Daquan Wright from Ole Miss. Former teammate of Jackson Darts, so why not bring a familiar face there? At that tight end position, he's a guy who is a solid run blocker, so he's that kind of that Chris Manhertz type of guy. I have a lot of tight ends in this damn team. Holy crap. And I also have Jeremiah Wright, a offensive guard from Auburn, coming to the Giants. So, my tight end room is very. I may have messed up in terms of the tight end position, maybe. Well, then again, we can always cut the guys anyway. So, but yeah, that is the draft. Like I said, this was our first time doing this, so this won't be the last. There will be another one. We'll do this again before the draft begins. Does that make sense? Kind of, because no, it would not.
Free agency would have to be.
When does free agency officially begin?
In like a month.
Does it? I thought it was earlier. What date is free? NFL free agency is almost here. Well, when is it? The legal negotiating window opens at noon Eastern on March 9th. Okay. All
right, so it's like March 12th.
Okay. Bet. So we will do another one.
Like 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, yeah. So this is a trial run, we'll call it. But this is a lot of fun doing so. Can't wait to do this again for sure with a lot more research and whatnot. So in all, I got an A- according to StickToTheModel.com, saying I improved the cap and whatnot, which is great. Which obviously we both did that. And for you, what did you get, my friend?
It was a B+. They said again, same thing. They improved the cap. You got a lot. Yeah,
solid. Sounds good to me. All righty. Well, that was fun. Like I said, look forward to do it again in a couple weeks or so.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get to the diamond because Tarik Skubal announcing kind of a bit of a surprise that he will only play one game in the World Baseball Classic. Personally, doesn't make sense to me, but do you see the logic in this, or do you also?
I understand where Skubal is coming from, in that, yes, this is a very hard time to do the World Baseball Classic. That's why you've heard a lot of people say you want to do it in November because pitchers are just ramping up again. There's fear of injuries. This is supposed to be a time they're kind of slowly doing that. And if you're putting what is kind of playoff innings on your arm, which is a more stressful innings, it could lead to injuries. And I understand that. And that's a very valid concern for Skubal to have. But if he's so concerned about hurting his arm and getting injuries, don't play. Don't be
why did you accept it in the first place? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to only start one game because the MLB and baseball fans want the World Baseball Classic to be baseball's World Cup. They wanted to have the same intensity of a World Cup match or a gold medal match in the Olympics for hockey. They wanted to be like one of the biggest international sporting events on the calendar. And if you have a guy like Skubal only going in there making one start, it kind of makes it seem gimmicky in the way. Like, I just want to, make my one appearance and then I'm done, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it kind of takes away from like how intense they want this tournament to be. And like, he's facing Great Britain. Like, you're going in there against Great. I mean, one thing is like, I won't pitch, but if you need me for a championship game, I'm going in. It's like, all right, I understand where you're coming from there. You'll pitch in the important innings. It's kind of like, it feels like Will Ferrell like made like his like nine positions in 9 days. It's like, oh, like you're pitching against Great Britain, cool, dude.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, like if he's gonna play one game, just be like, I bet. Well,
make it a more important game. Don't have it be against Great Britain. Have it be against like somewhat important.
I think at the end of the day, it's like he screwed the U.S. over. It's as simple as that, and it's not like we're like, it's just, it's not like we
would like him, but we have Skeens. We do have a lot of good pitchers.
Yeah, we have Logan Webb. You have Matthew Boyd. You have Joe Ryan, but he's kind of injured right now. He has a back injury, to be exact.
Yeah.
You have McLean, who you know very well, and we also have Clay Holmes, who you also know very well, too. So it's not like we're gonna, struggle. But
no, it's not like it's like last year's World Baseball Classic team. The pitching was terrible. It was Lance Lynn, Adam Wainwright were like our stars. Like, Wainwright's a big name 10 years ago, and Lance Lynn's a fine pitcher to have, but like he's like at the same level of like a Clay Holmes. Like, you really want that as your ace? Like, if Clay Holmes was our ace, I'd be very concerned about this tournament for us.
Yeah, we would definitely not be.
And I really like Clay Holmes as a starter, but I like him as my number 3 or number 4, not my ace.
Yeah, because let's be honest, we're probably not going to advance past the semifinals.
We'll get out of group play, but like once we got to face like the Dominican or something, it's like, oh boy,
oh boy, and especially if we make to the finals and play like Japan, who will likely be there. Yeah, no shot. We're gonna compete with Clay Holmes as the starting pitcher.
The ace starting pitcher. That means like everyone's worse than Clay Holmes. That means we got a bunch of 4s and 5s out there.
Yeah, we do not want that whatsoever. No, but yeah, I don't like it. It doesn't make sense to me. I think it's selfish. Like, I get it. You're obviously risking a chance of injury, and it's not like he's 100% to be blamed for this, or not blamed, but rather he shouldn't be.
He's making a valid point. Is what that's the problem. It's like, what you're saying is correct. You are risking an injury pitching this tournament. You want to be, you are in a contract year. You want to be healthy. You're projected to make $400 million. Why blow it in this international tournament?
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's like, if he's worried about like, having a prep with his guys and stuff, maybe the WBC should be scheduled at a better time.
I always say the WBC should be November, would probably be the better spot to put it in.
Because after, that's after
the World Series.
But what about like the guys that make the World Series and then?
Well, like that's the problem. You had to like figure it out.
Kind of balance. Okay, gotcha. But that seems like
it's a better spot because players are more in baseball shape already.
Yeah,
and like if we have a lot of guys to go play, the winter ball down in
the
Republic.
That is true.
Why
not play for their country?
Yeah, exactly. You're already in that. You're already in baseball form. You can just kind of keep training and stay up to that until you're ready to roll.
If anything, maybe have it, during February. Kind of as it's like a extended spring training in a way, because once the tournament's done, it's like, okay, you can go with your team now. You're kind of already warmed up as it is. I don't know.
It's hard. It's really hard.
Scheduling is difficult at the end of the day.
It's so hard because like it's not a sport like football and hockey where like the ramp up for a pitcher you have to take very, very carefully.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, and unlike hockey, it's not like you can just take a break and play in the W. Well, maybe you could, right?
Well, the NHL did. The NHL did take a break. So if baseball wants to take a break, they could. It's just the number of games that's preventing them. Hockey plays 82 games, and they played 40. They played like 50 before the break.
And it's still going to be, and my apologies for the question, but they're still going to play 80 something games.
They're still going to play 82, 84 games. Yeah.
So could it be could there be a world where this is just hypothetical, you play 81 games and then you have the WBC, and then once that's done, and then you go back and
you could, but the calendar would be very hard.
Would it make sense?
You'd be playing the World Series in November,
which wouldn't be because
if you're like October, in Boston or New York or Seattle, like that's a problem.
Yeah, gotcha. Makes sense.
With weather, it's gonna be cold.
So it's not like we have to worry because the Red Sox and the Yankees are making the World Series anytime soon. I'm sorry, not to be a hater, but let's be honest, Boston.
No, Boston's got a very interesting core coming up here. Not this year, but the amount of prospects they have. Roman Anthony looks incredible. Boston could be scary. Boston could be scary. Maybe not this year, but I would say by next year they're going to be a scary team.
Okay, well, fair enough. But yeah, at the end of the day, if you were only going to pitch one game, Skubal, you should have just rejected the invitation in the first place, and maybe we could have a better. I don't know, but I think we'll be fine.
I would hope Skubal would do his due diligence with Team USA and be like, I'm going to pitch for you guys, but I'm only going to pitch one game. So just have a plan. I hope he just didn't spring this upon them,
Yeah. I mean, if it was just springed upon, then screw off. I don't care.
Yeah, that's Skubal. That's a bad job on you.
Yeah. I don't care if it's one of the best pitchers in baseball. Like, F off. Played for the Tigers out of all people. So I don't.
Well, it's not like that was his choice. I think he was.
I don't give a fudge about the Tigers in the first place. Like, who cares?
I like the Tigers. I think they got an interesting team this year.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like if this was sprung upon to Team USA. Like,
if it was sprung upon, and it's kind of like the Darren Wallace situation. Where it's a bad communication. It's a bad communications job, is what it is.
Why do we sign that motherfucker in the first place?
We did it. We traded for him.
I traded for him. I don't know why I said that, because I was so excited about him. Anyway,
no, I always applauded Joe Shane for the creativity of Darren Waller. It's like there wasn't really a wide receiver one out there, so you go trade for a big tight end, and you just kind of hope he's able to bounce back.
Works out, and
he did it. I give him an A for creativity and an F for execution.
He caught one tutty against Washington, I think. Oh, then again, everyone. It
was like a 5-yard too. It was like a little in route.
Yeah. You remember the quarterback that threw it to him?
Wasn't it Tyrod Taylor?
Yeah, damn right it was. So it wasn't from Daniel Jones or whatever.
Yeah, just Alexander and the Astros is not making the opening day roster.
Who?
I'll tell you that right now.
What did he do?
He's given up 2 home runs already. The Mets are 4-0 in the first inning.
Let me ask you this: if you're just hypothetically, if you're a person that bets on spring training,
you're a degenerate. You're a DJ.
But it's easy money, though, right? I mean, the lowers are easy money, right? Am I mistaken?
Not necessarily.
I mean, the other day, what's his name? Yuri Perez was over/under was his 1.5 strikeouts, and I'm like, I didn't bet on it.
Yeah, but he's only gonna. You don't know how much he's only gonna pitch an inning or two, so it's very hard.
So it's like he's not. Do I really think he's gonna strike out 2 to 3 batters, or he's gonna face in the first inning? No. So I don't know. I just feel like it's easy money. Betting on spring training, lowers to be exact. This is not betting advice, because
you bet an NFL preseason too. It's the same. It's the same thing.
I did.
Oh my god!
Actually, one of my winning entries, one of my biggest winning entries, was actually in the preseason. Do you want to guess who I bet on?
No one should be betting in the preseason.
Kickers. I bet on kickers. No, dog. I won $80 betting the higher.
Good for you, but jeez, why?
Thank you very much. And you know how stupid I was, actually. So this was
you bet on spring trading. That's pretty. You bet on preseason. That's pretty stupid.
So it was an 8-pick entry, right? 7 of them.
You picked. Oh Jesus.
7 of them were kickers. And they were all great. They all hit. I think one of them was Younghoe Koo, surprisingly, who ended up being a Giant, which is funny. So the 8th pick was Joe Burrow, and it was for him to get lower than 0.5 interceptions. And I was like, oh, why was that pick available? Like, that's easy. Like, he's barely gonna play in the last preseason game, or in the preseason game. Like, why would that be available? So I picked the lower. And as soon as all the kickers hit, I'm like, yeah, let's go. Like, I won $80, and I was calling up my friends like, hey, I won $80. And then I checked the date for when for what the Joe Burrow pick was. It was for week 1.
It was like week 1.
It was for week
something.
1, and I was like, so you will not believe how much I was sweating
through a Bengal game.
And thank God, he was actually inefficient against the Cleveland Browns in week 1, which is no surprise there. They always suck for some reason against in week 1.
You lost the Patriots last year, went 4-13 during the season.
Yeah, exactly. So I was panicking. I was like, oh my God. So thank God he didn't throw a pick, and I officially won $80 on that day. But yes, betting on the preseason, strongly recommend betting on kickers. Again, not recommend. Oh, I know this is betting advice, but don't take it honestly, because I'm the worst person to take advice from when it comes to that department. If anyone, you take it from Brian over here, because Brian actually wins money. I do not, despite me working as a customer service representative for a company. Anyways, Brian does have his own podcast called Flushing Faithful, where all he talks about is Mets stuff. So if you're a Mets fan or an avid MLB fan, you check that boy out on that podcast. But on this show specifically, we got to get a short Mets spring training update from you. What do we got to know? Because your boys are 2-1 to start the spring training.
Yeah, they're 2-1. They're looking decent. Clay Holmes allowed 2 runs in 3 2/3 innings the other day, so he looked fine. Tobias Myers had 2 1/3 scoreless innings. So as somebody who I like Tobias Myers a lot, I love that we got him as part of the Peralta deal.
That's right. Yes.
Mendoza said he's going to make the open day roster in some capacity. So I think we're setting up a world where he's going to be like Seth Lugo was in 2020. Let's see, Lugo was 2019-ish, where Lugo was, he pitched like 2 innings. It was like our elite reliever. I think that's a really good role for Myers. Couple prospects are looking good. We got Carson Bench is getting a lot of playing time. Not doing much yet, but it's good to see. Ryan Lambert is throwing up to 99, just throwing gas. He's could be one of the final roster spots in that bullpen. And Nick Borbito had an RBI single into left field. And he's a speedster. Swiped 16 bags in the Arizona Fall League. So he's not someone to make the majors anytime soon, but he could be an interesting name to watch as that like next generation of prospects for the Mets kind of comes up.
Cool beans. All I have to say is for my A's, what number does LeBron wear again, my friend?
23. Or 8.
No, 23. You're right. 8. Where'd you get 8 from? Holy crap. No. Kobe Bryant? Yes. But 23. Yes, that is the same amount of runs the A's have allowed through 3 games in the spring training so far. Yes, sir. You want to guess how many runs? No. You want to guess how many runs we've scored?
5.
Whoa, close. 4. We are fudged.
It's spring training. It means the Texas Rangers came in last place in spring training and won the World Series.
So what you're saying is,
looks like
A's win the world. No.
Yeah, well, that A's team, that Rangers team also had a prime Marcus Semien, a Corey Seager. You got any of those on your team?
Yeah, we got Jacob Wilson and Nicholas Kurtz.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, come on, Kurt. No, come on.
They're good players. They're not all-stars yet.
Hey, I'm telling you, it's Moneyball.
Yeah, and how many years of service time do they have? Because I believe they're both rookies last year. I mean, Wilson, I believe, is a rookie.
But they're extended, so technically they're veterans. I'm kidding.
What logic is that?
Look, listen. If we're gonna make the
Eloy Jimenez was extended before he played a single game in the majors. That doesn't make him a veteran. You just locked him down long term, is all you did.
Let me ask you. So, if you spend 6 years in the minor leagues, and then you get elevated to the majors in your 7th year,
you're a rookie.
But doesn't that make you a veteran, though? Technically,
no, you're a rookie. You're a rookie.
Because when you're drafted to the
you're a veteran you're a veteran minor league baseball player, but you're still a rookie MLB player.
But you could technically call yourself a veteran baseball player.
No.
Really?
A veteran baseball player is like a major league player. That's a veteran. Minor league is nothing.
Don't say that. There's people out there in single. Have you been to a minor league game before? I always wanted to.
I've been to tons of minor league games. They're awesome.
I never. The closest one I got to me is we got the San Jose Giants, which is a single.
I think I have 4 in my hour radius of me.
Not bad. I only have.
Yeah, I have Hartford up. I have Hudson Valley. I have Brooklyn, and then I believe there's a Tiger team somewhere out there in Connecticut as well.
The only ones close by for me are the single A teams of the Giants and the A's respectively, because we have the Stockton Ports, which is literally 30 minutes away, I think, for me. And we got the San Jose Giants, which is about 45 minutes to an hour from me. So never been to one. Don't think I'm planning to anyways, because
I would go. They're a lot of fun. They're cheap and fun. You can see the process. You can see the next generation of MLB players.
Well, probably is better than going to damn Sacramento with that Sutter Health Park. No,
it's actually probably the same. It's probably the same experience.
Oh yeah, because this is minor league park. Oh, screw you, John Fisher. No, but seriously, if the A's make the World Series, there's no way you play. no. Listen, there's just no way you play at Sutter Health Park, right? There's just no way. It's not.
You shouldn't be allowed to, but they're going to.
No, come on, they can only see.
Are the Giants really going to give their park to them?
As a courtesy, they should.
They're not going to.
Well, SF can screw off then, because we never liked them anyway.
I guarantee you they already have stuff booked out for that as well. They're going to give... I bet Oracle has, they have it reserved for playoff games, but if there's no playoff games, those spots are going to get booked fast.
I can't picture a playoff environment at Sutter Health Park. I just, do you open up
because there's no environment at Sutter Health Park.
I was like, do you just open up? Do you allow people to sit in the grass in right field? I don't know.
They don't do that already.
They do, but I'm just how does that work? In a playoff atmosphere.
See, the problem is, I don't think Fisher thought that, because I don't think he thought the team was going to be good.
True. Yeah, and you know what? Then again, they're not going to make it anyways because
no, they're not. You're like I said, you guys at best are a very scrappy 500 team. A very fun place to be in. You guys have a lot to like. There's a lot of young players I like on the A's. I like their core of hitting. You have no pitchers.
We sure don't. We got Sevy. We got Jeffrey Springs.
I like Kurtz. I like Langoliers. I like Brett Rooker. I like Soderstrom, Wilson. That's a great core of hitters to build your franchise around. Gotta go get the ace.
Our closer is Justin Sterner.
Yeah. But that's what if you guys were actually a smart organization and actually wanted to spend money, go make a run at Skubal in the offseason. You won't.
Because why would he come to Sacramento? I don't want to come here. He's kidding me. You don't got crap in Sacramento. We got the Kings, bro. The Kings are they were on a 16 or 17 game losing streak. They beat the Grizzlies.
So business as usual for the Kings.
Dude, come on. That's be nice.
The Kings might actually be the worst. Actually, no, the Jets are. The Kings are a top 5 worst organization in sports of the since 2012.
The Kings made the playoffs 3 years ago, and then said, "Blow it up."
That was it,
bro. You had
was that their first playoff appearance in 16 years?
Yes, it was.
So you tell me in the past 21 years they've made the playoffs once?
Correct.
Yeah, a garbage franchise.
Yeah,
an absolute garbage.
They had an amazing core of De'Aaron Fox. You had Kevin Herter,
and they traded De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs.
Yeah, and they traded Halliburton to the Pacers. Stupid. Now they're
Halliburton is arguably a top 15 player in the game right now. When healthy.
When health, oh, man, I miss him. He had one of
the best playoffs any one of us have ever seen. And the Kings are oh, we gave that guy up. What did they get? Yeah. Did they get anything for him?
And no, they did get Domantas Sabonis back, and he is a fantastic power forward. Sabonis is very solid. Out for the year though, and hey, like we talked about last episode, they're taking.
It's still not worth it for Hallie.
Well, you could argue it was a fair trade for both teams. I think it was a win-win for both teams because Sabonis is
maybe at the time, but not now. You're telling me the Sacramento Kings would rather Sabonis than Halliburton? You're crazy. You're insane.
I don't know. It's tough.
I would bet the rent the Kings would much rather have Halliburton right now.
Right. In terms of what their plan is, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to answer for me because Sabonis is a consistent double machine has stayed relatively healthy. Obviously you can't predict the future with Halliburton being injured as he is right now. I see where you're coming from though, because Halliburton he's also a double machine himself with his points and assists. He obviously makes everyone around him better. I don't know. It's tough to answer. I don't know because both are just solid guys that any team would love to have on their roster.
I know, but I think Halliburton's way more solid. I feel like Halliburton you can build a roster around. I don't know if Sabonis is one of those guys you can build a roster around.
That I can get behind because Halliburton is younger. Sabonis he's a little older. Not too old, but he's a little older. And it's if I'm starting a franchise.
Yeah, boom, right there. If you're starting a franchise tomorrow and you had a choice of Halliburton or Sabonis, which one are you taking?
I would do Halliburton because...
Thank you.
Point guard.
End of discussion.
I get you. Hey, we don't talk basketball too much on the show. We may do so as the days go by here on 3rd and 10, but it's always fun to get some basketball discussion in. With that being said, that will do it for season 3, episode 80 of the 3rd and 10 podcast. It was a lot of fun fixing the Giants. Again, we'll do this again in a couple of weeks. With a lot more research, a lot more, different moves. Maybe we'll do different moves soon. Well, we probably will. That's not to say, any moves that we made today will also be made, in a couple of weeks, but we will see.
I bet you they're gonna be similar. I feel like
I'm gonna
nail those top 3 again.
Like, are we not gonna? It's not. Are we not? Are we not gonna sign Linderbaum in the second time we do this? No.
Linderbaum's my number 1 target right now. Is Linderbaum.
Oh yeah. Although according to reports, though, it was kind of concerning to hear his market is starting at 20 million, and according to what I've seen from people, that's kind of a bit much for a starting center. That is a bit much. So,
but that could be the agent trying to jack up the price a little bit.
But who I could see. Tennessee signing him low key, and
they have the cap space to do it.
They have the cap space, and no offense to Lloyd Cushenberry, but Linderbaum is a better option over.
Linderbaum is arguably the top center in the league.
Yeah. Oh, and him with what's his name? The O-line coach, Brasillo. Oh yeah.
Lights.
Cook. It'll be expensive, but if we could bring Linderbaum here, that'd be fantastic, and we'll lock down a center position for years to come. Mm-hmm. And JMS, thank you, sir. But either you learn guard or you can get the fudge out of here. But yeah, you can follow us on social media. As always, you can follow me at Nathan_124. You can follow Brian here at BrianPG1016 on the Twitter. And you follow our podcast page at 3rd and 10 Podcast on TikTok and 3rd and 10 Pod on Instagram and the Twitter. Shout out to our sponsor, SeatGeek. Use the code BELLABSports for $20 off your first purchase. And you can find my article work, Brian's article work, and all of our other amazing writers and podcasts at BELLABSports.com. We'll see you guys on Friday for another episode. More baseball talk on the way. Maybe some hoops talk. Who knows? It'll be a lot of fun nonetheless. For Brian, I'm Nate. Thank you guys so much as always. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.